Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one of the most shocking developments coming out of the Middle East, where reports are pouring in that Israel has faced one of its most devastating battlefield losses in recent memory. The headlines are spreading fast: multiple Merkava tanks destroyed, troops wiped out, and a nation now trying to process the magnitude of what just happened. This is not just a single battle lost. This could mark a major turning point in the ongoing conflict, reshaping how Israel approaches both its military operations and regional strategy. What we are witnessing right now is something few thought possible. The Merkava tank has long been considered one of the most powerful and heavily armored tanks in the world, a symbol of Israel's military superiority. But according to battlefield footage and reports, these once feared machines have been turned into wrecks, with some entire columns of tanks ambushed and obliterated. Soldiers on the ground describe chaos, confusion, and a sudden, overwhelming attack that left many units unable to respond effectively. The question that's echoing across Israel right now is simple: how did this happen? The Merkava was designed for survivability. It's built with advanced composite armor, an internal layout to protect the crew, and even features like rear troop compartments. For decades, it's been a core pillar of Israel's ground forces. To see them destroyed so rapidly sends a chilling message: the battlefield has changed. The enemies Israel faces today are not the same as in previous wars. They're more prepared, more coordinated, and increasingly equipped with advanced weapon systems that can pierce even the most formidable armor. Initial intelligence suggests that anti-tank guided missiles played a critical role in this disaster. These aren't old Soviet models anymore. We're talking about modern systems with laser guidance, top attack capabilities, and devastating precision. Videos circulating online show these missiles striking the tanks from above, where armor is weakest, leading to catastrophic explosions. What makes this even more concerning is the tactical sophistication of the ambush. The attackers waited for Israeli forces to enter a narrow area, trapping the tanks in a kill zone with limited maneuverability. Within minutes, the assault began, and the results were catastrophic. Israeli defense analysts are already dissecting what went wrong. Some point to intelligence failures, that the military underestimated the buildup of enemy forces or failed to detect new missile systems being smuggled into the region. Others say it's a matter of overconfidence. After years of dominance, some units may have operated with a sense of invincibility. But the battlefield is unforgiving. When technology and tactics evolve, even the strongest army can be caught off guard. For Israel, this loss is not just military, it's psychological. The Merkava has always been more than a tank. It's a symbol of strength, security, and national pride. To see it destroyed so easily has sent shockwaves through the country. Families of soldiers are demanding answers. Political leaders are calling for investigations. And across Israeli media, debates are intensifying about whether the military has grown complacent or spread too thin across multiple fronts. What's particularly concerning is how this loss could embolden Israel's adversaries. Groups watching from Gaza, Lebanon, and beyond are likely analyzing every detail, learning from these engagements. They'll see that even Israel's most advanced hardware is vulnerable. This could encourage further attacks, more ambushes, and greater boldness from those who previously feared Israeli retaliation. In modern warfare, perception matters almost as much as performance, and right now, Israel's image of military invulnerability has taken a serious hit. On the ground, reports describe scenes of devastation, burning vehicles, destroyed tanks, and soldiers forced to retreat under heavy fire. Survivors speak of intense missile barrages, drone surveillance, and coordinated strikes that felt more like a well-planned military operation than a guerrilla ambush. This level of organization points to growing sophistication among Israel's opponents, possibly with foreign backing, intelligence support, or advanced weaponry supplied through covert channels. International observers are now watching closely. Some analysts are suggesting that this could mark the beginning of a new phase of conflict, where traditional battlefield superiority no longer guarantees victory. Technology is becoming the great equalizer. Small groups, with the right weapons and strategy, can now challenge entire armored divisions. The days of overwhelming dominance are fading, replaced by asymmetric warfare, fast, unpredictable, and lethal. Meanwhile, Israel's government is under pressure. The public is demanding clarity: who is responsible, what went wrong, and how such a disaster could unfold despite Israel's advanced surveillance and intelligence capabilities. Prime ministerial offices have called emergency meetings, defense chiefs are reviewing battlefield data, and special committees are being formed to reassess military readiness. Yet beneath all this analysis lies a deeper truth: the landscape of war itself is changing faster than anyone expected. The loss of the Merkava tanks is being compared to historical military shocks, moments when a powerful nation faced an unexpected defeat that forced it to rethink everything. Just as the U.S. military had to adapt after early setbacks in Iraq, Israel now faces its own reckoning. Its doctrine, its technology, and its strategies must evolve. Drones, AI-driven targeting systems, and smarter infantry coordination are no longer optional, they're essential for survival in this new era of warfare. But while this event exposes weakness, it could also become a turning point. Historically, Israel has always learned fast. Every setback has driven innovation, from the creation of the Iron Dome defense system to new intelligence-sharing frameworks. This loss might spark another wave of military adaptation. Already, there are discussions about upgrading tank armor, improving electronic warfare defenses, and enhancing battlefield communication systems to prevent such ambushes in the future. Yet the human cost remains the most painful. Behind every destroyed tank are the soldiers who served inside, many of them young, barely out of training. Families are grieving, communities are in mourning, and the sense of national pride has been replaced with shock and sorrow. Israeli news outlets are showing footage of funerals, tributes, and emotional interviews with survivors who recount the horror of that day, the sound of missiles screaming through the air, the fire, the confusion, and the desperate attempts to rescue comrades trapped inside burning vehicles. Outside Israel, reactions are mixed. Some nations have expressed sympathy and solidarity, reaffirming Israel's right to defend itself. Others, however, are framing this as a sign that Israel's military dominance can be challenged, that resistance movements are evolving. On social media, the incident has gone viral, with images and footage spreading rapidly, fueling both outrage and celebration depending on which side of the conflict one stands on. The information war, just like the battlefield, is raging on multiple fronts. Analysts are also warning of potential escalation. If Israel perceives this as a coordinated attack backed by external forces, it could respond with overwhelming force. Retaliatory airstrikes, special operations, and intelligence missions might soon follow. But such actions risk widening the conflict, something many fear could drag the entire region into deeper instability. The Middle East is already a tinderbox, and every major clash adds fuel to the fire. What makes this incident so critical is that it highlights how the balance of power is shifting. It's not just about who has the biggest army anymore, it's about who can adapt faster, who can use technology smarter, and who can strike with precision and timing. A small unit with modern guided missiles and drones can now dismantle armored units that cost millions of dollars. This is the future of warfare, and it's unfolding in real time. For the Israeli Defense Forces, the coming weeks will be crucial. They'll need to investigate every angle, intelligence lapses, tactical decisions, communication breakdowns. Military experts say this wasn't just bad luck, it was a systemic failure. And systemic failures require systemic reform. Israel will have to rethink how it deploys tanks, how it integrates them with infantry, and how it protects them from aerial threats like drones and precision missiles. The emotional toll on the nation cannot be overstated. Israel is a country where military service is deeply personal, nearly every family has someone in uniform. When losses like these occur, they cut deeply into the national consciousness. People begin to question the leadership, the strategy, and even the purpose of continued conflict. The shock is not only on the battlefield, it's in the homes of every citizen who sees the images of burning Merkavas and wonders whether this war can ever truly be won. In the aftermath, one thing is clear: the myth of invincibility has been broken. The Merkava, once seen as indestructible, now lies in ruins across the battlefield. For Israel, this is a moment of reckoning, a test of resilience, adaptability, and unity. The nation has faced many crises before and has always found a way to emerge stronger. But this time, the challenges are evolving faster than ever, and the margin for error is shrinking. This incident will likely reshape Israeli military doctrine for years to come. Expect new strategies emphasizing mobility, intelligence, and cyber warfare. Expect greater investment in unmanned systems and real-time battlefield data sharing. And expect Israel's enemies to prepare for retaliation, knowing that this loss will not go unanswered. The next few days may determine whether this event becomes a temporary setback, or the beginning of a much larger and more dangerous phase of conflict. As the world watches, one question looms: how will Israel respond? Will it choose overwhelming force, risking escalation, or will it reassess, rebuild, and prepare for a smarter kind of war? Only time will tell. But for now, Israel is in shock, its army humbled, and its leaders under intense pressure to restore confidence and control. What happened on that battlefield will be studied, debated, and remembered for years, not just as a military defeat, but as a moment that forced an entire nation to face the hard truth of modern warfare. And as this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the region, the strategies, and perhaps even the balance of power in the Middle East may never be the same again.